Hi everyone, Comic Review here, this time reviewing on Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, what can I say about Spider-Man Homecoming? This is definitely much better handled and done a better job than The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because it doesn't have too many villains in one film, it is handled pretty well, and the casting is perfect. So, the premise of the film is about sometime after Captain America Civil War, where Peter Parker is the typical friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, who is being monitored and lectured and all that by Tony Stark, and at the same time has to deal with the Vulture, who, with his gang of criminals and all that, are using alien tech, stolen weaponry and that, and selling it off into the black markets. So Peter Parker pretty much is your typical character who is trying to investigate it while trying to keep away from Tony Stark. Now, what's also great about the film is that Peter's cast members are all perfectly handled. Flash is an arrogant dick. You've got Ned Lee as the typical nerdy guy, and he's kind of that guy you would have at your class who is into things like I am, like Lego, toys, collectible cards, and all that. You also got a character called Melissa Jones, and no, she's not meant to be MJ, but an entirely new character. So other characters who appeared from stories like Untold Tales of Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, do appear. Characters like Jason, also Betty Brant, Sally Averill, and Cindy Moon. They all appear as either supporting characters or Peter Parker's friends in that. Now, what's also great about the film is how everything is handled so perfectly. We haven't got Oscorp as the main villains. We haven't got Norman Osborn or Harry becoming the Green Goblin. Instead, it is handled so well and done better. There are so many great jokes and so many great stuff. And what's interesting is the actor who plays Peter Parker is meant for the role. Because I do like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Well, Tobey Maguire was a bit too nerdy. And in my opinion, too much down to earth and too much of a meme character to be Spider-Man. Well, mainly Tom Holland does a better job as Peter Parker. What's also great about Spider-Man Homecoming, there are so many references in this. Like, for example, Montana being the Shocker as a reference to The Amazing Spider-Man. Also, you've got, like, say, characters being set up well, much like Spectacular Spider-Man. And you even got, like, Peter Parker having his own sort of IA system, which I actually sort of would see in the comics and so. So I actually do admit I like Tony Stark a bit more in this, because he isn't a bit of a dick. He's trying to monitor Peter Parker and trying to get him to see things his way. And it doesn't try to use the Avengers due to the fact in Captain America Civil War, but instead it just focuses on Peter Parker trying to stop the Vulture and trying to deal with the everyday life of a teenager. I admit I do like is how Peter Parker is still screwed around and still can't get a break. But it's actually enjoyable to see Peter Parker trying his best and trying to do what he can. I do admit there is so many great stuff about this, and I'm looking forward to that sequel and seeing what they can do. So Spider-Man Homecoming deserves 2 good thumbs ups. These are the best. This is one of the best, much better handled Spider-Man film than Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, Comic Review here, signing out.